You ever have one of those days where nothing is technically wrong with you? You're not sick, you're not injured, but you just don't feel right. Well, today, we're going to explore that gap, that space between just being okay and actually thriving. We're going to uncover the foundations of what it really, truly means to be well.
And get this, the whole framework we're about to break down, it actually comes from a health curriculum for high school students. It kind of makes you think, right? If these are the fundamental building blocks we're supposed to be learning when we're young, they must be absolutely crucial for us to get a handle on as adults.
So first up, let's talk about a weirdly common modern problem. This feeling of being totally healthy on paper, but just not feeling well in your day-to-day life. So I want you to just let this question sink in for a second. Are you healthy or are you well? They sound like the same thing, but I promise you, understanding the difference is a total game changer.
And this right here, this is the heart of it. It's that feeling when your doctor says, hey, you're fine, but you know something's just off. You're stressed out, you're barely sleeping, you're drowning in all this conflicting health advice online. That feeling, that disconnect, we can call that the wellness gap.
So how do we close that gap? Well, it all starts with getting really clear on what we're even talking about. Let's break down the actual difference between health and wellness.
Okay, so here's the big difference. Think of health as a snapshot. It's your state, your condition in one particular moment. But wellness is the movie. It's the active, ongoing process of making choices every single day that move you toward a healthy life. So health is where you are, wellness is how you live.
And this is such a powerful way to look at it. You can be technically healthy, but not practicing wellness at all. Maybe someone's just coasting on good genes but making some pretty bad choices. But on the flip side, someone who's managing a chronic illness can be an absolute powerhouse of wellness because they're actively making the best choices every single day to support themselves. It just completely changes the meaning of being well.
All right, so if health is our overall state, what are the different parts that make it up? Well, this framework breaks it down into 5 key dimensions that together give us the full picture of our well-being.
Just think of these 5 things as the dashboard for your life. To be truly healthy and well, you can't just focus on 1 or 2 of these gauges. You got to keep an eye on the whole control panel.
First, you've got physical health. This is the one we all think of first, right? The obvious stuff, exercise, what you eat, getting enough sleep. This is the hardware that our whole system runs on.
Then there's mental health. This is kind of like our internal operating system. It's all about how we think, how we learn new things, and how we handle all the stress that life throws at us.
Next up, emotional health. This one is so important. It's not about being happy all the time, not at all. It's about being able to recognize your feelings, good and bad, and deal with them in a healthy way instead of letting them just take over. Fourth, we have social health. We're wired for connection. This is all about the quality of our relationships and our ability to build and keep those supportive, healthy bonds with other people. And finally, there's spiritual health. Now, this doesn't have to be about religion. It's really about your why. It's about having a sense of purpose, knowing your values, and feeling connected to something bigger than just yourself.
And here's the kicker. This is why this whole thing matters. None of these dimensions live on an island. They are all deeply connected. Think about it. Stress from your job, which is a mental problem, can absolutely wreck your sleep, which is a physical problem. An argument with a friend, a social issue, can totally sink your mood, an emotional one. See? Real well-being isn't about being a 10 out of 10 in one area, it's about finding that balance across all of them.
Okay, so that's the what, the 5 dimensions. But what about the how? How do we actually do this? Let's get into the 2 most important tools you have for building a life of wellness.
Tool number 1. It all starts right here. Personal health responsibility. This is the mindset shift. It's about going from being a passenger in your own life to getting in the driver's seat. It means owning your choices and their outcomes.
But to take responsibility, you need a crucial skill. And that's our second tool, health literacy. In a world with a million health fads and endless conflicting advice, health literacy is like your personal BS detector. It's your ability to find information, understand it, and then actually use it to make good choices for you. And you can really break it down into 4 simple steps. First, you find the information. Step 2, you have to actually understand it. Then, the most important step, you have to evaluate it. Is this source legit or is it just clickbait? And finally, you actually have to use what you've learned to make a decision.
So with all that in mind, let's bring it all back to you, right here, right now. Let's do a super quick personal check-in on your own life.
All right, look at these 5 dimensions again. Let's do a quick self-check. No judgment, no right or wrong answers. On a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate your physical health today? Okay, how about your mental health? Your emotional health? Social? And finally, your spiritual health. Just take a mental snapshot. Notice what areas feel pretty strong, and maybe notice which ones could use a little more attention.
And you know that simple act of just checking in, of even noticing where you are, that brings us to the most important takeaway of all this.
When you boil it all down, it comes to this simple, powerful idea. It's the combination of knowledge, like understanding these 5 dimensions, and taking personal responsibility for your choices. That's the real formula for lifelong well-being. It's not a finish line, it's a practice.
So we'll end on this thought. Wellness isn't about being perfect, it's just about being intentional. The little choices you make today and tomorrow and the next day, those are the things that are literally building your future. So what's one small choice you can make today?